The Mariners lose to the Yankees, but the big story is Julio gets dropped in the order. Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Sports Show, where we love Seattle pro sports. I'm your host, Mikey. Today, we are talking about the Mariners' loss to the Yankees, 0-5, and that's kind of what we're here to talk about. I haven't caught up with the Mariners in a few days here. If you subscribe to this show or subscribe to the YouTube channel, you know by now I got really sick, completely lost my voice. So I was out for a couple of days for that, and then when I finally recovered, it was my oldest son's 13th birthday, so that was a very busy weekend for us. So I've missed out I think I've missed like pretty much this whole entire road trip for the Mariners so far, in which they've gone 3-4, which in my eyes is really good. You went and played against the two best teams in baseball right now, the Orioles and the Yankees, and basically split. All right, you split with the Yankees. You lost 2 out of 3 against the Orioles. But if that was a 4-game series, with the way our pitching is, maybe you would have split with the Orioles too. So to me, I think that's that is a good road trip, going all the way out to the East Coast, playing against some really tough teams while your batters are struggling. I think you have to be pretty happy, or I guess I don't want to say happy, but you feel content with that outcome. The big story is Julio. He has still not got anything going, and now in today's game, he was dropped to 6th in the batting lineup. Yeah, we've not seen anything like that so far in his in his first 2 years. In the middle of his third year now, we've not seen anything like this from Julio. Or them try something like this with Julio, because it's just expected. Even when he gets in the slump, he'll come out of it and he'll just be great again, right? And he'll be fine. Well, we're 50 games into the season, and that's not happening right now. So they have to do something, I guess. I mean, you can't just sit on your hands forever and wait. So, I mean, I can't blame them for trying. I mean, we are sitting still right now in first place in the American League West. Still, by the way, still with a 3-game lead in the division. And if you have other batters who are performing better, then you got to do what you got to do to make sure that you keep that lead in the division, while you're not going to completely sit Julio. You got to keep him in the lineup. You got to give him a chance to figure this out and get better, and then you'll put him right back once he gets going again. But for now, it's not worth giving him the extra bat while he tries to figure it out. We're getting too far into the season. I mean, if we look at his numbers right now, he's still only got 2 home runs on the season. If he kept at this pace, we're talking about him being in the single digits for home runs on the season if he kept this pace. I don't think that's going to happen for Julio. He's just got too much power. He'll be in the double digits, but it's just kind of insane to think about how we're 51 games into the season now, and Julio Rodriguez still only has 2 home runs. Again, in year 1, 28, year 2, 32, and 51 games into year 3, 2 home runs. But like I said, it's not like it's a lack of power or a lack of bat speed that he suddenly, that's suddenly gone from him. You go look at his numbers, his average exit velocity 92.6. That's in the 92th percentile, so he's at the top of the league. His bat speed is in the 96th percentile, top of the league. His hard hit percentage 50%, 88th percentile, again top of the league. Just looking at those numbers, you would think that that's leading to home runs. You would think that's leading to multiple base hits. That's just not happening right now. He's hitting the ball hard. It's just not getting any launch, right? All his hits are coming hard, but they're not leaving the infield. They're hitting the ground, and he's getting out. And that's when he's hitting. I mean, he's still striking out as well. So, yeah, I just don't. I don't know what's going on with Julio. Again, you've heard me say, I'm not an expert on baseball. I'm just a huge fan. Okay, so I can't, I'm not going to pretend here to look at Julio and say, like, oh, I could see what he's doing wrong with his swing, or what's wrong with the way he's holding the bat, or, whatever. I just watch and I say, my gosh, what is wrong with Julio, and how can he get it fixed? And at this point, I don't know. I think it just feels like it's something that only Julio can do. I'm sure all the coaches are helping him. I'm sure his personal coaches are helping him. And I'm sure he's taking all that information in. And for whatever reason, when it gets to game time this season, it's just not translating right now. I mean, let's not go totally nuts here. I mean, he's still, above league average. He's hitting an average of 257. His on base percentage is 306. His slugging is 312. His OPS 618. So I mean, again, a down year for Julio is like league average, but it's just that's not what you want from Julio, and that's not what you expect from Julio, because those numbers that he's getting that are league average, those numbers are so far down for him. Again, look at year 1, 284, year 2, 275, this year again 257. That's a big drop in average. And then again, year 1, 345, year 2, 333, and then now this year 306. Your on base percentage, that's way down. Slugging, oh my gosh, year 1, 509, year 2, 485, year 3, 312. Oh no. And then again, OPS, just again to look at this, to show how, like, even though it's like at league average, how far down it is for Julio. Year 1, 854, year 2, 818. So far in year 3, 618. My goodness, this is not the Julio we know, and it's as far as we know, there's no injury. I mean, his fielding is still spectacular. Again, you go look at his stats and his baseball savant and his ratings. Again, top of the league, 98th percentile. He's one of the best center fielders in the game. His base running, his speed, 98th percentile, one of the very best and fastest in the game. It's just it's just right now at the plate in the batter's box, He's not getting it done, and it's so baffling. I just can't understand it. Um, and I don't think Julio does right now either. Otherwise, I mean, if he did, he would have had it fixed by now. Um, so again, maybe it's just been mostly bad luck. But again, I'm looking at his hit spray chart, and yeah, it's singles all over the infield. I just don't understand. With as hard as he's hitting the ball, again, um, 88th percentile. The exit velocity of the balls he hits, 92th percentile. You know, that should be leading to more doubles, triples, home runs. But you go look at the chart for all the hits he has this season. Not only, is it, all singles. It's a lot of singles that don't even, leave the infield. Where the ball hits when it hits the ground, from when he hits it to where it hits the ground. Most of them are in the infield. So not only is he not even hitting home runs, he's barely getting it to the outfield this season. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. I know a lot of you listen to this, and I'm sure a lot of you are baseball experts, much more so than me. So you gotta put it in the comments and let me know, what do you think is wrong with Julio? What does he need to do to fix this and to turn around? Because again, this team is going to go as Julio goes, and right now we have a great opportunity. The rest of the division is playing even worse than we thought they would be. Like, this is kind of how I thought this division was going to be last year, when I thought we were going to win the division last year, right? Angels, we knew they're going to be bad. Athletics, we knew they're going to be bad. Astros, they're down even worse than we thought. The Rangers, they haven't been playing up to expectations. So we have a 3-game lead, a third of the way through the season. And if Julio was playing just to the average of Julio, because again, we showed how far his numbers down, how far down his numbers are. But even if he just played to, if you include this season, if you just play to what his career average was, you're increasing your average by, again, 20 points. You're increasing your slugging percentage by 150 points. You would increase your OPS by 200 points if he just got back to what his average is. Not even the high points, just getting back to his average. That's how much you would increase those numbers. So if you just get back to what we normally would expect to average output from Julio, then this team could be leading by even more. And to me, this team is still missing. We've had a lot of injuries in the bullpen, so we could really use another bullpen piece. We could obviously really use another bat. But if I'm just afraid with this ownership and the way they are unwilling to spend more money if they don't see it. Like, I'm afraid that if we don't really pull away, then how much are they going to give Jerry DePoto and Justin Hollander? How much are they going to give them to really go out and get another piece? But if Julio can get going, and then we really start to pull away, and it really looks like, Jerry and Justin can really go to ownership and say, look, we really are just truly one more bat away from winning, having a great chance of winning the World Series this year. Maybe they look at that and go, okay, yeah, Julio's on fire. We're winning the division by 7 or 8 games. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's do it. Let's make the move. Let's go for it right now. let's give you a little bit more than we said we would, just so that we can go out and win this World Series this year and give this fan base something to be happy about. And obviously, we'll make money because they'll buy all the merch for the championship. You know, everything that comes along with it. But I'm afraid that if Julio doesn't get going, then these other teams are going to start to creep back up to us. We're not going to be really that much separated, and the ownership will be like, well, are we really going to win the World Series? Or should we really make a big move? And I don't want that. I want Julio to get on fire. I want us to really pull away, and I really want it to be a situation where the fans can really get in the ears of this ownership and really get in their face if they are unwilling to make a move at that point. Like, make a lot of noise if ownership doesn't make a move. If this team is really going to pull away with this division, with this pitching staff that we have right now, and the way everybody is afraid to face our pitching staff. Yeah, you want another move to be made, and I think Julio really needs to get going so that we can make that something that happens. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Again, I'm not really here to talk about the last 7 games or even today's game specifically. It was just more the shock of, wow, Julio actually finally did get moved down this year. He still struggled, still went hitless today, and my goodness, still not getting home runs. I mean, we're talking about, we were playing at Yankee Stadium. You don't come up with home runs there. I don't know. But again, all you baseball experts, please tell me, give me some sort of explanation of what's going on, anything to try to help me feel better about Julio right now. Okay. All right, but yeah, okay, I feel like I'm finally caught up on everything after being sick, and then my oldest son's birthday weekend. So we'll get back on to a regular schedule here and trying to recap every game. So for now, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the like button, the notification bell, share it with your friends. Podcast listeners do the same. Hit follow, hit subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, written review, share it with your friends. It all helps the show grow. And thanks for listening to the Seattle Sports Show, where we watch legends awaken. So take cover, because with a sea of sound, you will see us rise to reign supreme and win forever.